From complex termite mounds and elaborate tunnels to structures you can spot from space, here are 15 of the largest objects constructed by animals. Number 15. Naked mole rats. These East African rodents might be best known for their frightening appearance. In particular, their long, sharp front teeth can make people squirm. But these cancer-resistant animals use those choppers for digging out elaborate tunnels underground. Their teeth, along with a tolerance for low oxygen levels, allow them to engineer deep subterranean systems that can extend for total lengths exceeding 3 miles, 5 kilometers. Native to areas of East Africa, their tunnels are often located some 8 feet, 2.4 meters below the surface. Number 14. Montezuma Oropendola. Native to the Caribbean lowlands from Mexico to central Panama, these birds are known for the unforgettable songs belted out by the males. But they are also known for constructing unique hanging nests out of grass and vines. The colonies can hang more than 6 feet, 1.8 meters high in the trees. Typically, 30 nests are found in the colony, but more than 170 nests have been documented. Number 13. European redwood ants. As you might have guessed, this insect is native to Europe, but they also occur in North America as well. Regardless of where they are located, the redwood ants are noted for building huge, dome-shaped nests. They're usually constructed in woodland clearings to better receive sunlight, and are made up of twigs, grass, and/or conifer needles. The colonies can contain up to 400,000 workers and 100 queens. Several mounds in the area can be interconnected with the main one. New nests are established from existing nests and can rise up to 7 feet, 2.1 meters. Once a colony is established, it's there to stay. These ants are aggressively territorial and fight savage battles with other colonies to establish or re-establish territorial boundaries. Number 12. Gopher Towns. These rodents may have gotten a bad rep thanks to the movie Caddyshack. While that critter wreaked a lot of havoc on the golf course, gophers are actually very adept at creating. In particular, they're known to create subterranean networks of tunnels that can sprawl for several acres and contain thousands of them. The tunnels are exactingly organized, complete with sleeping rooms and nurseries. By transporting food in their pouch-like cheeks, they can hoard supplies from above. Temperature is regulated by air chambers, and even though they live underground, the gophers build a series of leaves around the tunnel entrances. If all that isn't impressive enough, the resourceful rodents have even developed their own security systems. Sentry gophers will stay atop mounds that serve as little watchtowers and keep their eyes peeled for enemies. Should a threat be detected, the guards send a high-pitched whistle to the burrow that alerts all within. Number 11. Sociable weaverbird nests. These are not the largest birds, but they do build some of the largest and most spectacular nests of any species. From some angles, the structure can appear like a haystack that somehow landed in a tree. It can hold over 200 individuals at a given time, and the nest is built to last. These avian architects are experts at creating domiciles that are extremely energy efficient too. Heat is retained within the inner rooms for use at night. Outer rooms are used during the day and are cooler. The birds even have a type of security system. Entrances are booby-trapped with sharp sticks to deter reptile predators. Other bird species like the pygmy falcon are welcome though, which kind of proves that weavers really are sociable birds. Number 10. Paleo burrows. That term refers to underground shelters or tunnels that were excavated by large extinct animals, or megafauna. They were initially discovered in Argentina in 1920, and thousands have been discovered throughout South America. The largest of them measure more than 6.5 feet wide, 2 meters, and stretch nearly 200 feet long, 60 meters. Dating back some 10,000 years, experts think the paleo burrows were probably created by animals like giant ground sloths. Those beasts could measure about 13 feet, 4 meters, and weigh around 2,200 pounds, 1,000 kilograms. After they died out, the tunnels were used by indigenous human populations for shelter and ritual purposes. Number 9. Bald eagle nests. These birds are recognized for building the largest tree nests so far documented for any animal species. At up to 13 feet deep, 4 meters, the nest can weigh more than 2,000 pounds, or 1 metric ton. Known as an eyrie, the nests are usually built near coastlines or larger bodies of water that can provide an ample food supply. And because they're so huge, the birds have to build them in the biggest, strongest trees that are tall enough to provide good visibility and easy access. Number 8. Big bee nests. There are beehives and there are bee nests. The former refers to man-made structures that contain the nests of honeybees. A bee nest refers to exposed or hanging structures that house colonies of the insects. Nests are some of the world's most recognized examples of animal architecture, and they can reach humongous proportions. So here are a couple of the biggest examples we found. In 2014, a massive structure was found at a Texas home that measured an estimated 20 feet, 6 meters. Exterminators said the insects had built a huge honeycomb system behind the drywall that may have contained up to 500,000 bees. An even larger bee nest was found at a Florida home in 2019. That one contained an estimated 650,000 bees and weighed some 300 pounds, 136 kilograms. A crew of bee handlers managed to gently remove the insects with a vacuum and transported them to a bee farm. Number 7. Wasp nests. Since we just talked about bee nests, you might be wondering how wasps compare. According to Guinness, the largest such nest was found at a farm in New Zealand in 1963. Even though the insects constructed it from wood pulp and plant fibers, the nest was so heavy that it fell from the tree and split in two. When it was whole, the nest had a diameter of more than 12 feet, 3.7 meters, and was more than 5 feet in height, 1.75 meters. But that record seems to pale in comparison to some other nests that we found. A wasp nest in Spain was discovered in 2013 that measured more than 22 feet, 6.7 meters. Experts found it in an abandoned house and think it was built by an invasive African species. In 2019, fortress-like nests built by yellowjackets were documented across the US. Some of them were claimed to be the size of a small car and may have contained more than 250,000 of the insects. Since the structures allow the yellowjackets to survive the winter, they're called perennial nests, and even professional exterminators are hesitant to approach them. Number 6. Web wonder. Darwin's bark spiders are a species of orb weaver spider found in Madagascar in 2009, and one of their webs suspended over a river spanned more than 80 feet, 25 meters. That makes it the world's largest spider web yet discovered. It might seem surprising that no one ever noticed a web that huge before. Maybe it's less surprising to learn that these arachnids are fairly large, with females displaying body lengths of nearly 1 inch, 22 millimeters. They're much larger than the males and are the architects of these massive orb webs. Researchers made another discovery when they encountered the large webs. The spiders construct it with silk that is proportionally 10 times stronger than Kevlar. Many experts say it's the toughest biological material yet discovered. Number 5. Cocoon trees. While researching the episode, we found a few other occurrences of enormous spiderwebs. In 2010, areas of Pakistan were hit with unprecedented flooding. That caused millions of insects and spiders to crawl up trees to escape the rising waters. When those waters receded more slowly than expected, it resulted in a booming population of spiders, which created the phenomenon of cocooned trees. The thick spiderwebs gave the trees an eerie, alien appearance that may have been a blessing in disguise. Areas that harbored the spiders noticed a decrease in malaria-spreading mosquitoes. Number 4. Termite mounds. These insects construct their dwellings from soil, chewed wood, and mud, among other materials. And those ingredients can add up to some amazing constructions. Some of them contain formations that appear like human-made cathedrals with chimneys, ridges, and pinnacles. There are termite species that create mounds rising almost 30 feet high, 9 meters. The largest mound was created in the Democratic Republic of the Congo and was documented with a length of 42 feet, 13 meters. Even though the mounds look impressive above ground, there's a lot going on beneath the surface too. Colonies can extend for many acres and operate like a self-sustaining city. Researchers note that some species regulate the colony's temperature and airflow by aligning their dwellings in a north-south configuration. Is it ironic that insects so notorious for destroying human-made dwellings are so adept at creating their own? Number 3. Astonishing ant supercolonies. We mentioned ants earlier, but we didn't get around to their supercolonies. The largest such structure known to date is found in southern Europe. Spanning an eye-opening 3,728 miles, or 6,000 kilometers, it's located near the Mediterranean and Atlantic coastlines. It's estimated that there are millions of queen ants and billions of workers located within. Did you know that super colonies can be found in Japan, Australia, and other places around the world? Yet experts have identified one particular species that seems to be supervising the expansion. An invasive species identified as the Argentine ant has the ability to persuade ants from other colonies to amicably cooperate with one another. That level of coordination has led researchers to theorize that supercolonies represent the initial stage of a single megacolony that could sprawl across the planet. Should we be worried? Number 2. Beavers' dams. These furry rodents create dams to protect ponds they inhabit from predators like coyotes, bears, and wolves. Using materials ranging from branches and logs to rocks, mud, grass, and anything else they can find, the furry rodents are prolific builders that do their best work at night. They can carry materials like rocks and mud in their forepaws and transport timber with their teeth. The average height of a beaver dam can approach 6 feet high, 1.8 meters, and run about 3 feet wide, 91 centimeters. Lengthwise, beaver dams can reach some 330 feet, 100 meters. But the largest known beaver dam measures 2,790 feet long, that's 850 meters. It's located in Alberta, Canada's Wood Buffalo National Park. Experts say it's the largest example of animal infrastructure on Earth and can be observed from space. Number 1. The Great Barrier Reef. This is not only the world's largest coral reef system. Off the coast of Queensland in Australia is where you'll also find the world's largest single structure created by living organisms. Covering some 133,000 square miles, or 344,470 square kilometers, it comprises over 2,900 individual reefs and 900 islands spanning more than 1,400 miles, 2,253 kilometers. Billions of organisms known as coral polyps have contributed to its creation. Measuring less than 1/2 inch, 1.5 centimeters in diameter, it will be difficult to detect these animals, but their work speaks volumes for them. Like the big beaver dam we mentioned earlier, the Great Barrier Reef is also huge enough to be seen from outer space. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that big red subscribe button and click the bell for notifications for our next exciting episode right here on Epic Wildlife.